Okie dokie. I am back with part two about this Revolt News host that was being very, you know, combative and trying to, I don't know, just overtake the whole audience and was the a big dog on the platform. She called herself. But I'm here waiting for my hairstylist right now. She had to run back her car, so she'll be back over here in a few. But she got another client before me, so we like kind of running behind schedule here. So I said, well, while we're doing that, I'm going to stand out here and have this conversation back here live with you. Okay, so here we go, y'all. I'm going to run the video and then we're going to go into the conversation.
I want to move to an issue that's important for a lot of...
She made a mistake. Number one, John McCain fought Obamacare for 10 years. But it wasn't only him. It were all of the Democrats that kept it going. And you know what? We could do much better than Obamacare, much less money. But she won't improve private insurance for people, private medical insurance. That's another thing she doesn't want to give. People are paying privately for insurance that have worked hard and made money.
I know this is President Trump talking and Kamala, so I had to like get to the part from the beginning of the conversation that was going on her panel. So we have to start from here. So bear with me, those of you who are coming in. This is a interesting conversation we're gonna have. Okay, so bear with me.
And they want to have private. She wants everybody to be on government insurance where you wait 6 months for an operation that you need immediately.
President Trump, thank you. We have another issue that we'd like to get to that's important for a number of Americans, in particular younger voters, and that's climate change. President Trump, with regard to the environment, you say that we have to have clean air and clean water. Vice President Harris, you call climate change an existential threat. The question to you both tonight is, what would you do to fight climate change? And Vice President Harris, we'll start with you. 1 minute for you each.
Well, the former president had said that climate change is a hoax. And what we know is that it is very real. You ask anyone who lives in a state who has experienced these extreme weather occurrences, who now is either being denied home insurance or it's being jacked up. You ask anybody who has been the victim of what that means in terms of losing their home, having nowhere to go. We know that we can actually deal with this issue. The young people of America care deeply about this issue. And I am proud that as vice president of...
You know what? She needs to stop, because most young people in America today are still living at home with their parents because the rent out there for them to live on their own is way too high, okay? And they driving their parents crazy. So the parents want this market to come down so that their kids can get out of their home and they can live their life again. Hello. And their children could go out there in the world and live their own life and be independent. You know, you tired of the doubling up and everybody living all crowded up in a house together and everything. They'll never get out in the world and learn how to be independent adults. So she need to stop it, okay, about the young people. Stop trying to convince the young people about how they look at climate changing. You know, these young people, adults today, need to get out and be on their own. It's doubling up. Too many families are living in a house together. That's not cool. People need their privacy. People need their space. And after parents done did their job, educating their children, raising their kids and stuff, they just want some peace in this time of their senior years. They want some peace. They want to go out and enjoy their life. Don't have to be afraid leaving your adult children at home, and God knows whatever they got going on in your house, living like teenagers. Okay? So let's go back to the conversation.
And over the last 4 years, we have invested $1 trillion in a clean energy economy, while we have also increased domestic gas production to historic levels. We have created over 800,000 new manufacturing jobs while I have been vice president. We have invested in clean energy to the point that we are opening up factories around the world. Donald Trump said he was going to create manufacturing jobs. He lost manufacturing jobs. And I'm also proud to have the endorsement of the United Auto Workers and Sean Fain, who also know that part of building a clean energy economy includes investing in American-made products, American automobiles. It includes growing what we can do around American manufacturing and opening up auto plants, not closing them like happened under Donald Trump.
Vice President Harris, thank you.
That didn't happen under Donald Trump. Let me just tell you, they lost 10,000 manufacturing jobs this last month. It's going, they're all leaving. They're building big auto plants in Mexico, in many cases owned by China. They're building these massive plants, and they think they're going to sell their cars into the United States because of these people. What they have given to China is unbelievable. But we're not going to let that. We'll put tariffs on those cars so they can't come into our country, because they will kill the United Auto Workers and any auto worker, whether it's in Detroit or South Carolina or any other place. What they've done to business and manufacturing in this country is horrible. We have nothing because they refuse. You know, Biden doesn't go after people because supposedly China paid him millions of dollars. He's afraid to do it. Between him and his son, they get all this money from Ukraine. They get all this money from all of these different countries. And then you wonder, why is he so loyal to this one, that one, Ukraine, China? Why is he? Why did he get $3.5 million from the mayor of Moscow's wife? Why did she pay him $3.5 million? This is a crooked administration, and they're selling our country down the tubes.
President Trump, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with closing.
You know why I trust a lot of Donald Trump, what he is saying about the Democrat Party? Because Donald Trump wasn't always a Republican. He was a Democrat. He was actually a Democrat. He changed his party because of some of the policies they had lined up that he just wasn't going along with them. So he sound more, maybe a conservative in a lot of things as a businessman or whatever. But for our economy, I think he was great for us as well with the economy and getting those things done. And this is in him, that's in his blood. He's great at it. He has his weakness. He's not a politician. He's an economist. He's an economist, and he's also a capitalist, what you want to call a capitalist. So, and we all know that Harris was an attorney, and she also served in that part of her work through her career or whatever. And we know that a prosecutor or whatever, so she's going to know the answers to all these certain kind of questions they're going to ask. And maybe Donald Trump could not really win her on a lot of things in that category. But when it comes to this economy right now, we are desperately in need of someone like Donald Trump to fix the economy and also help fix our borders because of who we allowing to come into the United States of America and where we stand right now. We cannot afford people to come here that don't really have us in their best interest, and we giving out free Medicaid and all that other stuff. No, we're not going to do that. They need to go to their country and try to work on their government to get those things aided to them, but not here. We don't have enough for everybody. We got to take care of the priority is for the American people first. The hard-working American people first. And I think his plan with the medical plan and everything, he said he doesn't really have anything right now in place, but he know he can get a better plan for the Obamacare. Okay, so anyway, let's move on.
Closing statements from both of our candidates. An historic night, this ABC News presidential debate from Philadelphia. Back in a moment.
All right, everybody. Last commercial break. I wish we had the behind the scenes so everybody can see what our conversation. This is a great.
Now we're going to get into what this conversation is going to be about. It's not about Harris and it's not about Trump. This is basically about this woman right here who is hosting this platform. Her name is Tezlyn Ferrero or whatever. Like I said, I don't know much about her. I just know she seems like one of those, chicks from the reality TV shows or whatever. She's sitting on Revolt. Remember the Revolt news, whatever? I think that Diddy was some man and he used to host that platform or whatever, or he used to run that platform at some point until all of this scandal came out about his life. So this is my first time really being introduced to her, and from her her ways and her character. We're going to get into it. You're going to watch, and you are going to be able to witness it for yourself.
Conversation. No other network, they laughing. No other network has done it like this. We're going to get into immigration in our post show, so make sure you stick around because we are going to talk about everything. But I want to go to the sister at the mic. She's been waiting.
Everyone, I'm Kara, one of Kayla's best friends, also her old debate partner from Clark Atlanta University. But I'm on the opposite side, yes, CAU, but I'm on the opposite side of the political spectrum than Kayla. So I have two things that I want to say. The first being a question that I want you to ponder but not necessarily answer. Donald Trump was found criminally liable for sexual assault against E. Jean Carroll, who actually sued him for sexual assault within the last few years. Additionally, his ex-wife Ivana Trump actually wrote about him sexually assaulting her and raping her in her book. And Donald Trump, out of his own mouth, has said that he would grab a woman by the pussy and that they actually encourage him to do that. So why would we want Donald Trump to have control over any woman's body? That's question number one. Number two, in the last 4 years, prior to these last 4 years when Donald Trump was in office from 2020, from 2016.
This is just a commercial break, so I need to let him at least answer.
Oh,
and then we'll get, quick answer. Why are you cool with him grabbing him by the pussy?
You want to go ahead?
I'm gonna hand it to you.
Well, no, I'm gonna hand it to you because you don't believe in premarital sex, so it's going right to you.
Nobody.
Oh, they don't want to touch that part. Okay, speak on it.
Indefensible.
Okay.
The fact of the matter is that we have a criminal running for president of the United States. And none of your black asses, if you had that many charges, would be able to run for anything. You wouldn't even be able to get a job at McDonald's. So, let's just stop the games. Let's stop the BS. Donald Trump is a criminal. He has been found criminally liable in several courts. He has a case that's still pending in the state of Georgia. I've run for office before. And one of the first things they tell you is you cannot call election officials and ask them for more votes than the other guy. It's really against the law. He said, I need 11,574 more votes than the other guy. Come on, because black folks have been what? Black folks have been criminalized on less evidence. So why are we even entertaining this?
Well, I do
It
want to
really
hear.
is insulting our intelligence. No, it's really insulting our intelligence.
Yeah, it really is. But I want to hear the Republican sister's comment about grabbing him by the pee.
Well, first of all, context is important. And so when he's talking about, no, I'm just saying, because if we're being honest, if we're being real, it's a lot of black women in this room, right? And a lot of black women love rich men, right? So I hate to be the one to say it. I hate to be the one to say it. But in him saying, hey, when you're rich, you can do whatever. You can just grab him by the pussy. Isn't that what the quote was? That is exactly what the quote was. Now, I'm sorry, but John, if you wanted to grab anybody in here by the pussy, none of these girls would tell you no. You don't have to. No. You and I have already made it clear that you and I don't succumb.
No, but you said any black woman in here. Hold up. It's time for pause for the call. Hold on, let's let John answer quickly. Hold on, wait a minute. Let's let John. No, wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute, girl. Hold on, wait a minute. No, let's let John. No.
Let me not say anybody in here. Let me not say anybody in here before everybody lines up and gets
stand on business. You said stand on business. Let's say no, you would. Too bad you better watch what you say then. Watch your mouth. No, she said she gonna learn stand on business. Stand on business, sis. Now she said any woman in here, so let Young Jock. Hold on, because Young Jock's wife is watching, so we want to hear what Young Jock got to say. Because you disrespected the institution of marriage. Y'all remember how y'all like marriage? This is a married man. Girl, shut up, girl, and let's go on.
I'm sorry, but if you are making any comments right now in the chat, I am unable to see your comments. So don't be mad at me if I'm not answering you, but welcome to the chat, all of you that are in there, and some of you that are watching. Welcome. I will appreciate that. Hi. I would appreciate if people would hit the like button. I see there are 34 people watching right now, and I would appreciate if you will hit the like button. I hope you are there, Frankie, moderating for me, because I can't see anything right now. So I'm just going to say hello. Only thing I can see is the number of people who are watching right now, and I can see the like button. There's only 2 likes hit on the like button. Could you please hit the like button if you are in the chat, or if you are watching? Could you please hit the like button if you are sitting out in the bushes? Okay, I just wanted everybody to get more, of what this topic was about, more things about what Donald Trump said. And like they said, we're not going back. We're not going to keep going back. We got to move forward now, okay? Forget about what he said in his past. Forget about what he done in his past. It's time to move forward. Everybody keep talking about this criminal stuff. That's something like I look at as something that the Democrats really like they put that in place for that would ruin the chances of him winning the election as a president, just to put that on him as a stigma or whatever, and to prejudice the mind of the people. That's the way I'm looking at it. Maybe y'all might see something different. I don't know. I can't think for everybody, but that's just how I feel about it. So I'm just going to put that stuff to the back burner. Let's move on.
Wait a minute. Okay. You can't just run. You're going to have to learn. Today, sis, you're going to learn to stand on business. Wait.
Are you going to moderate? Or are you a panelist?
Both of them. I'm going to be all three of them. I'm going to be all three of them. I'm going to moderate the debate panel. I'm going to get sit down all the way around. No, sis. You got to learn. No, wait a minute.
Then we're not going to have a conversation.
Let John respond. You can't just blurt something out. You can't just...
And Lindsay Davis. Welcome back tonight. The time has come for closing statements, and
we can find...
Let's move on.
I'm here because I wanted to be here right now in this room, in the city that I live in. I've never, seen a moment where somebody said, hey, we're gonna go watch the debate, and everybody in my age bracket is excited. Right. And I'm like, damn, this the new club. I'm like, let's go. And so to come in and witness this firsthand, I do notice that y'all get a little high key, a little hostile with the energy, and I wish y'all could kind of just keep it a little, it's nothing wrong, but it makes it hard to communicate.
No, we'll get through it.
Yeah, we will.
This is what family do. Let me see.
I see now people don't moved on. I see 12 people that are in the chat, or I see 12 people that are watching. If you be kind enough, can you... it would be kind of you to hit the like button so that I can, get the views out there. Okay? I would appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Let me speak to this.
True indeed.
Let me speak to this. If people can argue about who's the best rapper, if people can argue about who peed on who, if people can argue about who dated who, we can absolutely, and I want family to understand this. I want to be clear about this. This is family. I literally asked Revolt, let's make sure we bring black Republicans, not just Republicans, but Trumpers, all the way on the left, all the way on the right, all the way on the left. We have got to be okay with chaos.
No.
And we, let me just say this, brother, we have got to be okay with having a difference of opinion. We're going to turn it all the way up and turn it down and turn it up, just like we hug, we chill, we cool. This is good. It is good. Look how they do in Britain. They yell, holler, scream, throw chairs. It is good for us to sort this out because organized chaos and having this conversation is actually how we solve problems. It's just like playing dominoes and talking loud.
No, I would just like to add that if we could find just a more streamlined way to actually execute this moment, then opposed to yelling, because I'm keeping it 100. I would much more rather be yelling and be passionate about these conversations that's going to live on for years and decades for our children and the people that we leave in our legacies too, opposed to me yelling if LeBron or Kobe or Jordan is the best. I do feel like this is a more fulfilling conversation. It's more healthy, but I'm trying to get into it because it's so chaotic, but I love it.
Right.
I love it. I'm here.
but I do want to speak to the solution because what Young Jock is saying is we got to get to the solution, and I just want to put this. I train thousands of people every year. Thousands of people every year to be organizers, to be candidates, to be operatives. This brother running for office. You have to be on the ground in order to do it. This brother's in the community. Are you not? You talk about it in the community all the time. This is in the community. Everybody in this room is an activist, an organizer at some level in the community. So we are working towards a solution just because of the time and because we're responding to, in real time what they're saying. We have to deal it in pockets just like a track.
The thing that I do, I'm listening to her right now because I had to go and do my own research from what everybody else was sharing about this woman. I mean, y'all haven't seen like when her and Michaela was talking and she just like cut Michaela off and she was like, look, we gonna do it like this. We gonna stand on whatever she said. I forgot what she said. We gonna stand on it. And then they went into commercial back to the debate or whatever, because that's what they're doing. They having a debate watch and everybody's sharing their views on her panel about it. So Michaela Friend was in the audience and she's on the opposite side, of course, with the Democrat side. I ain't all that stuff about woman this and woman rights about that. Me, like I tell everybody, you know what's right for you, okay? Regardless of who you vote for, you know what's best suits your interests. But as they share their policies, the policies, I don't care about personality. We're not dealing with personality here. We're not going to be dealing with people on their characteristic levels. But right now, we're dealing with the policy, okay, for the American people. We're dealing with how to govern the American people, how to regulate things in our country, certain things that is important for us to live in a nation, in a country, and everything that we're going to continue to be thriving. Something that will support America where we don't have to go into war or hunger or become a third world nation, that we can continue to build wealth in our country. I'm not worrying about who sleeps with who. I ain't worrying about what goes on in people's bedrooms. I'm not worried about all of that stuff, but they do what they do, okay? But when the behind closed doors, everybody's a hypocrite. Everybody have been committed some kind of crime that may have not yet been caught. So that's not my right now what's important, because we are all individuals, we all different, we all gonna be different in some way. But what would stand for you as the American people? Okay, that's what's important to me. You going to find people at work you're going to like. They have totally different looks and views about things than you do. So you don't just fuck with them, okay? But while we at the job, we got to follow the policy, okay? The policies that's in place. You don't like the policy of that job, then you know what? Free will, free will, free will. Okay, let's move on.
We just doing just a track and feature every now and then. But make no mistake about it, that Revolt, and hopefully we continue to have these conversations, which is why we're here. We can continue to flesh out these solutions. So it's not that we're not getting towards solution. We just having a good old-fashioned rap battle. That's all. And ain't nothing wrong with it. And hip-hop, literally hip-hop. Somebody asked in the comments, why is Young Jock here? And I just checked somebody in the comments and said, you got every right to be here. First of all, Revolt is a hip-hop network. Let's get that straight. So if anything, we in your house. So because I want to let you know how I defended you. Why is Young Jock? Well, first of all, you a human like anybody else. So let's first get that straight. Nobody get to decide who should be here and who should not be here. Rappers, literally, you've been telling the story from the beginning of time. It's like a jungle sometime. Made me wonder how I keep from going under. Rap literally tells our story.
Can I tell them something?
Yes, you can.
I'm socially activated at this point in my life. Just 2 weekends ago, I teamed up with my brother, Tory 100, Mr. Ray Daniels, P from QC, Luda, Jermaine Dupri, and we just gave out 1,000 laptops to our inner city youth on the south side, for Southside Day at the lake. So, and I'm not doing that for clout. I'm just saying.
I'm not with all the free giveaways, okay? I'm going to say it like this. To help people out of their poverty is not giving them nothing for free. The only best thing you can give them for free is give them the word of God. And from there, God will teach them how to use his or her wisdom to get the things that they need, or maybe even the things that they want. But the thing is free giveaways to materialistic things, that's not really helping solving problems with poverty. And that's showing people that you truly care by giving away free stuff. I'm dealing with a battle right now with a family member who been on that problem too long, that her whole life is in ruins, okay? She's in ruins. And as much as I'm trying to give her the love, I came with her with milk like a child, like a baby, because I didn't want to go too full force with a person. And now it's been going on so long that everybody's been taking it so long. It's time for her to get it right. So now I have to go with her and hammer at her. I have to come with her with harsh words and saying things that don't feel good. And it just don't make me feel good, because of course, it's somebody I love very much. It's my family member. Is very close to me. And sometimes you just got to do that. But free giveaways to show that you care about the community and care about people is not something I get down with. It's the same way I feel about people in school, free lunch, free this, free that. I don't believe in free. There's no such thing as free. We all got to work for it. It's work. And the best thing you could do is model a life for them to show them. You have to get out there in the world. You have to work and you have to know how to pull your weight. Because when you work for something, I think you will show more gratitude, more appreciation. It will become more appreciation and then depreciation. Because the more you give freely to people, the more they're going to expect that. Some things just have to come with work. Now, you want to give away things and you want to do it from the good, fine place in your heart. You want to do it, you can do that in secret. You can do it quietly in secret and say, look, brother, I know you in need of such and such and such, and I saw that I had enough to give away, so I want to give you this. That's cool. But saying giving away just to get people attention that you're a nice guy, that you're a good person, and that you care, so you're going to give them a free laptop or a free whatever it is, that don't work with me. Now, somebody in need of a laptop, and I know I have enough to give away, and I can afford to do that, I can do that, and I'll give it to you in secret and say, don't tell nobody. I gave you this. Man, I know you, or sister, I know you needed a laptop, and I know this can to help you. Don't do things to look for others that give you some kind of praise for it. That's all I'm saying here. I'm not with the free giveaway. When you give from the kindness of your heart, give with a good conscience and give from the right place in your heart. So let's move on.
Saying this is my footing in the game. It's a receipt. It's a footprint.
Yeah.
You know, and I appreciate I appreciate when people ask those types of questions because it creates a friction, it creates a conflict, and that's the only way we're gonna do something. You know, they say iron sharpen iron. You got to ask those tough questions, even if it ain't a tough question. Why he there? Because I'm activated. I have a nationally syndicated morning show. I don't want to just regurgitate what I heard. It's just like I said at the DNC with my nice little suit on, speaking to Revolt.
Right.
Hey, I want to be in the room. I want to smell what's happening in the room, and I want the room to smell me.
That's right.
And the only way for that to happen is I have to actively be present.
Right.
And here I am.
That's right. We appreciate you being
Yeah,
here.
straight up.
And also, if just even if you wasn't activated, see, my job being the hood was to go get people who's not activated.
Talk to me.
So nobody, since we got Christian folk, if you're not a Christian, then don't worry about it. But it's about walking among people that are not activated.
Hey.
So when I was in the streets yesterday in the land, I'm talking to the brothers literally homeless who are under the bridge. We got to get them in the fold. Anybody can talk to their own choir, but who can go bring people to go follow them up the hill? So we want to be clear that this space is for those who are activated and non-activated, because that's Trump's beyond. Here's where I'll give Trump campaign some credit. They follow the what do they call it, the lost man or the unspoken man? What do they call it on your side? The forgotten man. Where they literally go and say, let me strategically peel off 1-2%. Let me go and get I Square Vizzo in Detroit to peel off 1 or 2%. And you have people online saying, oh, why they got I Square? He got clout in Detroit. So while you ignoring that rapper in Detroit and saying, oh, he don't know what he's talking about, that 1 and 2%, the Trump campaign has been very strategic, whether y'all like it or not. They've been very strategic talking to those brothers that are not getting talked to. So we want to be clear that the non-activated people are important, and we want them here.
She is correct on those points, because let me tell you something. Trump never asked us for our votes. You notice he never said, I want your vote, black people. He want to give you entertain you with a show and get somebody out there to shake their booty for you to get votes for your party and throw those kind of opening parties or whatever. No, Trump didn't do that. You know, people came, they wanted to hear what he had to say. They wanted to be out there. They want to know what he got to offer to the American people, and they came for whatever it was. He didn't have to entertain you to get you there. And that's exactly what the Democrat Party do. They put on the show. They tell you this rapper going to be there for the young people to get your votes and everything. Trump didn't tell you none of that. He just came and he didn't tell you Michaela was going to come and talk from her activist group or whatever she does. He didn't tell you none of that. This girl showed up and she told it like she wanted to tell it the way she wanted to tell it. She called and asked to be there. She didn't get, recruited in or anything else like that. So this is what I'm talking about, about the strategic move of the Republican Party. And a lot of people not happy with it. Black people comfortable with free stuff, feeling that they getting something free. And when they really not, because you become somebody depending on the government when you go for people that think like they do. Okay, you become a dependent on the government. Like he said, giving free Medicaid to everybody. No, it should be a better plan than that. It shouldn't be a free Medicaid plan where everybody could get free medical coverage and this, that, and the other. You got to look at things Like, no, we not doing that. You spending tax dollars. We want to make sure when people are paying their taxes and they working, the citizens, and they don't get Medicaid coverage from their jobs and good medical coverage from their job, how we can supplement that, how we can implement that, how we can help them. Those are the hardworking American people should be taken care of first priority, not somebody that just come in the country, never work, never pay taxes, no nothing, and they just going to get a free ride. No, we don't do that. Okay, so back to the conversation, y'all.
Them here too, and we're glad to have you.
3.6 million people listen to me every morning.
Yeah.
From 6 to 10 on my platform. So
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here, man.
We appreciate it, brother.
First off, I'm gonna say, John, I want to give you your props for those laptops, because I know it's gonna make the difference for those kids that you did that to. So people who are online, please just watch who you give, who you're trying to knock, and who you give respect to, because those are resources that you didn't have to do, but you did it because you've always been a real one. And so we, as a community, we appreciate you, and you should be, if anything, one of the first people to speak, because when people aren't looking, you're still working for us. And I do want to say this, and this is, Tez, I know you said one thing. You said, "Hey, you sit next to a big dog. You sit next to a big dog." But out of that whole stage right there, if Trump wins, only one of y'all going to the White House, and that's Michaela right there.
And
so we got to be honest on what we got to know. We have to know. No, what I'm saying is, hold on. Out of the whole crowd, only one person. Hold on, let me just.
Gotta listen to each other. Let's hear.
Go ahead, brother.
And this is why. The black people,
just finish.
and when it comes down to
finish your comment, baby.
when it comes down to a divide,
focus on
when it comes down to a divide in our community, this is why, because we're talking about everybody being so politically correct instead of in 4 years, what are we going to get? You mentioned chaos. Black people have been in chaos way before this debate ever started. We're in chaos in the homeless shelters. We're in chaos when it comes to the Department of Labor. We're in chaos with the fact that Jock has to bring out laptops for the kids because there's not enough resources in our community. Right. And so when we have a sister with a different opinion than ours, it's about giving that respect. The fact that...
Hold on, wait a minute. I gotta... Wait, no, you're not... No, I'm gonna stop you because you're going on and on. This sister here is the one that invited this sister. So if I did not respect this sister, she wouldn't be sitting there. You're gonna put some respect on that. We're not gonna sit up here... No, you can get frustrated and look down and all of that. Relax. What we gotta make sure we're very clear. This platform was designed to bring this sister here. So if there was no respect for this sister, she wouldn't be here. So let's make sure we're using the right context, brother. I don't mind you making the point about one sister going. This is the only sister on this stage that want to go. So let's also make that clear, because I don't work in no White House. So I want to be clear about that. Everybody ain't trying to get a job in the White House.
Excuse me, y'all. I'm gonna have to stop for a minute because I see people walking by and I don't want them to really hear my conversation. I'm out in public, y'all. My stylist, she just pulled up. So I just wanted y'all to be, know what's going on. I'm outside, standing outside of the hair salon, and I'm waiting on my stylist to come in. She just pulled up in her truck, and, everything is good. So anyway, y'all, I might have to put y'all in silence for a minute, okay? So bear with me.
Not respected because she is. We just have a difference of opinion.
When people are yelling about who's a big dog.
I am a big dog.
And what I'm saying is,
I'm a big dog.
Out of this whole stage, only one person was standing on the stage with a presidential
and
candidate.
Only one person on this stage flipped Michigan. And only one person on this stage organized over 2,000 people every year. Only one person was the racial justice director for Bernie Sanders. Only one. Because remember, you don't want to do resumes because the sister already said she don't have no resume. So you might want to back that. Yeah, you did. You said you don't have like resume. Ain't but one sister the senior public policy advisor for Ben Crump. Let's go on to the next. Ain't but one sister signed the front of the check for 1,000 people. Oh, baby, I know you don't want to start doing the only sister. I know you don't want to start doing the only sister receipts because ain't but one sister served in the United States Air Force. Let's go on to the next person because I don't like the slight. I don't like the slight. I don't like the passive aggressive diss because I run these receipts down. So let's go on because ain't but one sister served this country on this here panel.
4 years from now, black people have to decide what they're going to get at the end of the year.
To a whole veteran,
and we're dealing with the disrespect right here. 4 years. What are black people going to get at the?
Because you heard her say she don't have the rest. That because we're not the debate, but okay. Hold on.
The state senate passed a bill in the room. I want to
go after people because
flip Michigan and only one person on this stage organized over two.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I had to flip back because I made a mistake and hit the button somewhere. But this, you see how she was becoming so like all out of place with herself. As soon as he said that Michaela was the person who spoke at the presidential debate. I mean, not debate. She spoke at the president's rally out there in Atlanta, and how she did such a great job doing it. And if Trump do choose some black woman or somebody on his team in the White House would be Michaela. And so she had to run it down about her resume and about how much credit she should have, or blah blah blah. See, that ain't for you to make that decision. That comes from how people see you. That's what we got to stop doing. You know what you have, so you ain't had to put on no big charade about it. You ain't got to go all into your feelings about things what the brother said. He don't know you like that. He haven't seen your life like that, but he saw Michaela's work and what she's done and how she spoke so well in representing at her organization or what she was doing, how she did it there at the Trump rally. And he already said to her, anything you need, Michaela, I'm going to look out for you. And that was said publicly, and that was said in front of everybody that was there to witness it. So what's she getting all in her feelings for? She wasn't there at the rally. She didn't speak for the rally or whatever. All this work she did, I never saw it. Neither did he. So let's go on.
For 2,000 people every year. Only one person was the racial justice director for Bernie Sanders. Only one, because remember, you don't want to do resumes because the sister already said she don't have no resume. So you might want to back that. Yeah, you did. You said you don't have like resume. Ain't but one sister, the senior public policy advisor for Ben Crump. Let's go on to the next. Ain't but one sister signed the front of the check for 1,000 people. Oh, baby, I know you don't want to start doing the only sister. I know you don't want to start doing the only sister receipts because ain't but one sister served the United States Air Force. Let's go on to the next person. I don't like the slight. I don't like the passive aggressive diss because I run these receipts down. So let's go on because ain't but one sister served this country on this here panel. So let's.
That dude is still so calm.
Black people have to decide.
He's still so calm.
At the end of the year,
to a whole veteran,
and we're dealing with the disrespect right here. 4 years. What are black people going to get at the?
Because you heard her say she don't have the resume that I got. So go on to the next sister. I'm not gonna handle your passive aggressive distance, baby. I run these receipts down on you. I run these receipts down on you. You talking to a whole veteran. So baby, ain't nobody impressed about working in no White House. I done turned it down. Ain't but one sister on here that on Fox News. Ain't but one that do 100 hits on Fox News. They don't call this sister. They call me. How many do you do a year? How many do you do a year?
I literally do 30 in the
Baby, I do 100 every year.
And I said what I
do 100 per year. I do 100 per year.
And I just came on the scene.
I'm a big dog.
By the end of the year,
I love my sister. I love my sister, but you're not gonna divide.
But you can't deny
the real thing is going to be, we need to really talk about black people in 4 years. What are we going to get in 4 years? Let's not talk about the criminal. Let's not talk about the charges. 4 years. What is Harris promising black people in 4 years?
That was a valid question. That was a
Let's
valid
get the next person up.
I understand what
Don't ever do that with me though. Don't ever do that.
Got her all in her feelings.
Get your friend embarrassed. Play with your little friends.
I would never be
He turned her.
I just want to speak to the people in the Christian community. As a Christian, I'm actually very disappointed in some of their point of views.
Let's move on. I already
including
talked
the
about this
abortion rights.
part.
Tell people, I've heard a couple of conversations, people saying that a man can't tell me what I need to do with my body. But as a Christian, I just feel like, how can you agree?
This is so funny, y'all. She said, I'm laughing, y'all. Oh my God, Tesla, when he said that, she got heated. You know, she started running down all what she did. So actually, everything that was already in her heart came out, and she, her hidden jealousy of Michaela. He really knew how to ruffle her feathers. She turned into the Tasmanian devil. She, remember, she was all calm and talking all cool and talking all professional and everything else like that. And as soon as that brother said that, she flipped. She turned into the Tasmanian devil. That was too hilarious, and everybody watched. And then he said, and that's the disrespect. How she became so belligerent, how she started getting all combative and all of her feelings. Remember, she was sitting there like she was so perfect, and then all of a sudden she came with all this extra stuff, like her resume and her serving in the military and her, all the other things she's done that nobody ever heard of. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he, then now she coming out saying what she did. But you did all of that, what she did for Bernie Sanders, the buzz of racism and all of this other stuff. But I ain't know nothing about her, okay? And believe it or not, I was out there for Bernie Sanders myself when he was running for presidency or whatever. So I still got my banner, okay? I still got my banner for Bernie Sanders. So I'm just laughing. I'm just laughing. Oh my God, this is so hilarious. Let's go on, y'all.
Agree with something or someone who says when the Lord had already said, do not murder. So how can you agree with somebody who said, yeah, let's go ahead and abort, even when they have came out the womb? You know what I'm saying? And then the lady back there who said, Kara, was that your name? Who said, how can we agree with someone who said grab people by the vagina? Well, as a Christian, I'm agreeing with Trump, and I don't identify with necessarily either party, but this year I am Team Trump because of his policies. Most of the ones, when I go by line, they agree with Jesus' principles that's laid out in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be mad at someone who half of his principles is aligned with the Bible. I can't disagree with someone who is against the LGBTQIA plus agendas with men, including men, playing in women's sports. I can't agree with someone who's going to, do the abortion. I can't will not do the abortion ban. I cannot agree with someone who's going to go ahead and take away our gun reform when in the Bible, Jesus is actually for us protecting ourselves. Somewhere in Luke, he definitely said, here's two swords. Okay. That is enough.
So let's let because she was talking to her in the pink, so she wanted to comment. Come on, sister, we're running out of time.
Okay. The first thing God called us to do is love.
Correct.
And I think a lot of our speech, yes, 100% has been inflammatory, but he's called us to love and not judge.
Correct.
Second thing God gave us is free will. It's not up to us to decide the cost of somebody's sins and how we're going to act out this person's punishment. So when you sit there and say that,
why are you trying to change this woman Christian views? The conversation is about her. She's just sharing what she already shared about how she feels she's more in support of Trump. Now you go ahead and share what you feel is in support for Kamala. Don't try to take her and twist the Bible to make it believe what you want it to be. You see what I'm saying? I hate Christians. These are the people you call the Antichrist. They are the Antichrist. Because, right, she's trying to correct another Christian who shared her Christian views. Now here you are Christian, but now you want to come at her and attack her. So get to the point of talking to the audience about why you shared your Christian views about Kamala, not her. Okay? She already made up her mind, and that's what God has shown her. This is what I don't like about when Christians do this to other Christians and to the world, to those who are not Christians. You understand what I'm saying? They should not be doing that. She should have been directing her questions, her views over there to Tezlyn, to those people. Well, let's go on.
Trump's policies align with Jesus Christ, do you hear his speech? Do you hear his speech though?
He can work on his heart.
But God says in the Bible, judge a man by his fruits. His fruits. Hold on. No, please don't talk over me. His fruits are inflammatory.
You see this ignorant Christian woman?
So please don't disrespect my Jesus Christ like that. Okay, my family was and
You
let me
see
also
how
go
she
back
coming
just
at
a little
her?
bit more. My
You see
family
what I'm
was very
saying?
instrumental. And let me also say, my family was very instrumental. Is this mic on? Can people hear me?
I feel like it was
Okay.
Go ahead. We can't hear you.
Yeah. And I'm also saying this as a person whose family was instrumental in founding the AME Church. I don't know where your relationship with God went wrong, and
You know, this woman right here is crazy. Okay, she's an African Methodist Episcopal. Exactly. That's why I came out of the African Methodist Episcopal Church, because they give hell that they can have the control over other people's viewpoints and people's minds. And I just can't get with that organization no more. I know about the history of the African Methodist Episcopal Church. They don't allow you to be free in your heart with Christ. These people want to control. These are the elites. They all part of fraternities and sororities and all the divine nine things or whatever like that. They bring too much of their crazy political views into the sanctuary, into people's worship. And it shouldn't be. It should be about Jesus. Okay, so if you're going to talk about Jesus, line up everything with Jesus. And why'd she attack this woman in this conversation about this on this forum? Because the thing was about your view, sharing it not out there to those people, to the audience that is sitting up there on the panel. You know, that's so disrespectful. But let's move on.
And I'll retract that, because I can't judge where you're, but I think you need to go back to the Bible a little bit more and have some one-on-one time with him to really think about whether the person that you're calling to represent this country actually represents Jesus Christ, or whether he's actually thwarting Jesus' word.
You said that I'm disrespecting Jesus Christ, but what is disrespectful when he is the one who creates life? I think anybody who's a Christian can say he is the end all be all. He is the Alpha and Omega. He is the only one responsible for life. So what is disrespectful to the Lord Jesus Christ is him giving you a baby and giving you life, and you dropping it at his feet saying, I don't want it, because you don't want to control who you having sex with. If you do not want to have a baby with somebody that you don't want a baby with, you don't need to be having sex with that person. Maybe you need to close your legs. Maybe that's what you need to do, because you just don't want to be responsible with your body count. You want to use the I don't want a man telling me what to do with my body as an output and as an excuse. But that is not. You telling me I'm disrespectful and I need to revisit? Maybe you need to revisit.
Okay, so when you relax. We wanted to pass. We want nobody. We got
relevant conversation.
How is it irrelevant if we're talking about policies?
Sis,
It's
hold on.
irrelevant, young lady.
Can't hear. Let's let
It's
him respond.
irrelevant because there's this such thing called separation between church and state. Your religious beliefs, if you will just let me finish.
Here come the
Your religious beliefs do
LGBTQ.
not supersede my right as an American to not subscribe to that if I so choose. The government does not allow, the government is not inside my bedroom. The government shouldn't be inside your bedroom. What you do between you and God, you'll sort it out when you go seek salvation later. But for the government to try and sort that out through law makes no sense, because this is not, everyone in this country is not.
Listen, you could tell right here he's offended because he is a LGBTQ and he is in his feelings because she called out his demon. Okay? Now, God, if you really listen, Jesus had to fight up against the government. And Jesus had to pull out some things about the government. And they were offended by what Christ said. And that's the reason why he had to die on the cross for all our sins. And he was in a movement against the government and against a whole lot of so-called religious people. He was up against the world. And the government should be upon his shoulder in Isaiah 9:6. You read it, it's there. So who are this man to come and tell her that this is a private thing? No, this is a battle between spirit and flesh, and this is a battle going on in heaven with the devil down here on earth. As it is in heaven, on earth. Let's go back to the Lord's Prayer. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day. And I'm going to leave it there so you know the rest. Okay, you a real Christian, you know that prayer, God gonna you recite it because it's the Lord's prayer. You ain't got to do all that other extra talking, because the Lord said it already. He already kicked Satan out of heaven, and I think I gave you the scripture about it in the book of Revelations, when he kicked him out of heaven because Satan wanted to take over, and he put him down here, and then here's God's people against the Satan, the people that Satan has already got under his trap. And the people that he got under his trap is people like this man speaking right now from the LGBTQ community, and this fake Christian in the pink dress that came to attack this woman about revisiting the word of God. That woman knows exactly what she's talking about. And I hear her clearly, and I see her clearly, and I see how Jesus is using her in the battle. So let's go on.
Not Christian.
Well, one thing about it, no, when I first came up here, I said, as a Christian, I'm disappointed in the Christian's point of view.
Please don't disrespect me or yourself. Okay? Please do not.
The way you just did by saying that you're for killing the baby when he said don't murder, that disrespect, is that the same disrespect we're talking about?
Now wait a minute. Deaconess Figaro said, "Let's let everybody have."
Figaro, go ahead.
Let's let everybody have. Deaconess, let him finish his point, and then we got to let somebody else come up.
Go ahead, because I do want to hear what you was going to say. Go ahead.
Yes. What I am saying is that all of that is wonderful. Mm-hmm. You should sort that out with your church. You should not be sorting that out with government officials. Because guess what? There are people who also interpret the Bible to say that it justified your enslavement. That justifies you being mistreated as a black person based on their biblical interpretation. Do you want that codified into law? No. So if you don't want that codified into law on the other side, you should probably just take your religious beliefs and have them inside of your house of faith.
I can't.
So we're done.
See, that's how the devil works. He don't want people to come to the truth. He don't want to hear the people tell him to the truth, and don't want people to come to the light. He wants to keep people blinded by the truth. He want to keep people in fear of what the government going to do or say. Believe it or not, the government is being governed under God. God governs the governor. He's over everything. Okay? The government. And he talking about this black and white thing or whatever like that. God will give you the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding how to fight against that as well in the word of God. Because he is not about your color. It's not about your sex. It's about knowing him and living in the way he wants you to live. And we fight in battle with that each and every day of our lives. And yes, we are human, we are weak in flesh, but every day we try to fight to get better and better, to grow in Christ, okay, and stronger in Christ. So whatever he's saying, don't even let that stop you. Keep it going. Keep your sword high. Keep your breastplate of your righteousness. Keep your helmet of salvation. Don't let the devil try to shut you down, because he wants to do what he want to do, and he already chose the way he gonna live for Satan. Okay, he wants to be a faggot or a homosexual or whatever you want to call it, a doggone sodomite. But hey, you trying to bring the truth to the people. You trying to tell them about Jesus, and you trying to educate them about Jesus and about the Bible or whatever. So don't stop telling your story, because the homosexual don't want you to say it. It's offending him. So it ain't got nothing to do with black people being manipulated by the word. A lot of people could get manipulated if you're not reading it for yourself and you're not understanding it. And God ain't giving you the wisdom. And somehow or the other, even if you're not reading it, you're going to feel it in spirit. You're going to feel it. God going to get you one way or the other. Because black people that couldn't read back in the days when the white man was telling them and everything, they can't read, they can't do this, that, and the other, they still found a way, right? They still found a way to talk to God, right? And God heard their conversation and brought them out of bondage, right? Same thing that happened to the Hebrews and everybody else that was trying to be controlled by man. So God has a way to get things done the way he wanted it done, regardless. Ain't nobody stopping God, okay? He moved mountains. He split the sea. He could do anything. He's all power. So this man here, he just trying to put you in and terrorize you in fear that you can't talk about Jesus to the government. Let's go on.
We're moving on.
I just want to make one
No.
sentence.
I can't, because they're literally having me. We got to move on. We got to move on.
And you got to respect me. I don't know who you think you talking to, but I can get up in here real quick because I need for you to jump in when somebody else is speaking. You have been on 10 since we've been in here. You need to take your emotions out of it, because I am listening to everybody else's opinion. It's you who need to take your authority out.
Welcome to the debate after the debate show. Let's move on to the next topic. I do want to touch on immigration. Y'all, it's all right, y'all. It's okay. Like, it's okay. It's all right.
Yeah,
I'm with you. Like, y'all get so paranoid. So no,
it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Sometimes furniture gets moved.
Yeah, and sometimes furniture needs to get moved.
In fairness, the Bible does say you are supposed to love God out loud. So we cannot chastise her for feeling like her vote should be reflected on her faith.
We're just moving on. Yeah, we're just moving on.
And I understood you, and I wanted to make sure everybody else understood.
Y'all like separation of church and state, though.
Well, 501c3s
we just want to move on. We just want to move on to the next. We just want to move on to the next.
Churches want to get rid of
Excuse me, Deaconess is talking.
But the tax exemption makes them a part of the federal government. So unless they want to get rid of their tax exemption,
so they don't like law and order. Do y'all like law and order or not? I'm just saying. Brother, we want to move on to the next. Again, y'all make sure y'all tell Revolt. I just want to be clear. We want to be able to have longer conversations, be able to have these conversations, but unfortunately we cannot just spend all night on one thing. We want to get to immigration. I want to get your comment, but we want to play a quick clip on immigration because we got to switch conversations. Take a listen.
As I started off the segment, I said white supremacist culture will weaponize them. I always put the blame on white supremacist culture.
All right, everybody, my hairstylist is ready for me. I have to get back with you all later, so stay tuned.
Well, for a country that claims to be